Well, thanks for staying here. Now, Ghana's longest-serving foreign minister is asking politicians in the country to be wary of what they say on campaign platforms, that it has the tendency of winning confidence in their citizens. According to Dr. Obediawa Samoa, the current crop of politicians have a penchant for promises they cannot fulfill, especially when they mount the campaign platforms and see the audience waiting to hear what they have in stock for them. He says politicians should only promise what they can deliver. He was speaking to Joy News after the Ministry of Foreign Affairs named a conference room at the ministry after him.
Well, you know, particularly during election times, there's a tendency for people to make a lot more promises than they can deliver. And sometimes it is they are prodded on by the electorate, because everywhere you go, the electorate wants you to promise something for them. And you know, the tendency would be, because you want the vote, for you to, you know, accept that you are going to do what they want to be done for them. You know, but I think we should all mature and appreciate that is not every promise that is made at an election time that will be fulfilled. I don't think that one should promise more than you can deliver. But I know you get carried away when you are on a political platform, you know, and you make promises that you can't fulfill. But ordinarily, one should not make promises you cannot fulfill.
Former ambassador to the Organization of African Unity has taken a swipe at the current leadership of the African Union for failing to live up to the expectations for which it was formed. Ambassador Ebenezer Moses Deborah says the organization was created with the aim of making Africa dependent and not over-reliant on foreign donors for survival. He also says Africa has what it takes to generate its own funds to support its developmental projects. He was speaking to Joy News after the Foreign Ministry named a conference room after him also.
OAU is a bigger group, AU now, and but it's important that all of us must know that it is in our interest to have one African unit, one Africa working for our good, and if we will be strong like the US or the USSR if we work together and come out together. So we shouldn't be disappointed. We should work much harder, because it looks as if everything is slow and slow and slow. But no, but we should work hard to make sure we win the union, which Nkrumah was talking about.
From where you sit, would you say that successive governments have disappointed us?
Who?
Successive governments.
No, I wouldn't use the word disappointed, because I would say they should try harder, and all of us should also try to work towards African things. You know, I always say that we should not import things like beef from other places where there's sufficient beef in Africa, and Africa can feed itself and therefore generate the money. It is necessary that we do that, because nobody can save Africa except the African himself.
But is all hope lost for Africa? Here's Ambassador Ebenezer Moses Deborah with an answer to that question. Well, now we'll move away from that in a bit, where the mayor of Accra, Alfred Akuvandapoy, stuck by his words and carried out the final phase of the demolition exercise at Old Fadama early Sunday. The exercise follows a series of meetings between the AMA and the leadership of Old Fadama on the strategy to remove Sodom and Gomorrah from the map of Africa. Joy News' Latif Idris was at the site and reports residents watched on helplessly as their structures were pulled down by the AMA task force.
The final phase of the demolition exercise, according to the mayor, will only affect areas around Adedengpo and those earmarked for the Kole Lagoon Ecological Restoration Project. These residents were therefore well aware of the demolition, but defied the orders and stayed. They watched on helplessly as their properties are bulldozed. Some could not hold back their tears.
My structure has been pulled down. I have 5 children and my business has collapsed now. I pay my children's school fees with this business. I earn my living from this business and now has been pulled down. I have no place to go.
Victoria is watching on helplessly as her structure is being pulled down, and now the big question she's asking is, where is she going from here? She has kids, her businesses, everything is being pulled down by the AMA. The young men who have always called this place home say they have nowhere to go.
I feel bad because this morning they come here this morning, they told us that they will do only the quarter side, you understand? So they just start to destroy everywhere. See? So we don't understand what is going on. So some of where they want us to go and sleep. See?
So where would you go from here?
So I don't have any place to go because there's no money to.
If the mayor's words are anything to go by, this will be the last demolition exercise in the neighborhood of Old Fadama. But residents here say they are skeptical about the mayor's promise and are watching over their shoulders.
Now, the reason those pictures looked amateurish is because our reporter had to use his cell phone to do the recording, mainly because the AMA would not allow filming. And it didn't end there. He was roughed up a little, thrown behind counter back for a few minutes, and then he was let go after. But the trauma he's had to go through. He's here with us. He'll share that with us. Latif Idris, thanks for being here. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Are you sure? You don't sound okay. This is not the usual you.
I'm okay.
That's not the usual. Exactly what happened, really?
Yeah, on Saturday we were at Old Fadama, and the mayor, in an interview with him, told us that there are buses available to take displaced residents who are ready to go back to the north. So we finished with our interviews, and on our way back to the office, we saw these buses parked, and then residents were getting on board. So I asked my cameraman, McCaffrey, to take shots of them getting on board to tell the story, because that was what the mayor said. He started filming, and just in about 3 minutes, we saw a guy walked towards us and asked, "What are you guys doing?" McCaffrey said, "Oh, we are doing our story, so we want to take these pictures to support it."
Who was this guy?
He said he's a PSO to the president and that he works at the Flagstaff House. That was what he said. So then it ended there. I tried getting on board a taxi. Then he pulled me back violently. That's where I'm going. He's speaking to me and I'm being disrespectful.
In other words, when he asked you not to take the pictures,
we stopped.
You withdrew?
Yeah, we stopped taking the pictures.
And you were leaving?
We were leaving. And so then when I tried entering the taxi, he just pulled me back and said I'm being disrespectful to him because I was going away. I was speaking to you, you were not minding me. So I was very angry. I placed my mic back into the taxi and faced him. And he said, "Oh, so you want to fight me?" Then he went straight to his car, opened his door.
And he asked you that because you were defending
Because
yourself.
I was defending, yeah, because I did not know that it's illegal to film a metro mass transit bus. To film it is illegal. That was what he said. So he called the police guy to come and arrest me. I resisted the arrest because I didn't know what I had done. I asked him to tell me what are the charges, then I'll go with the police.
He had not told you your rights or anything
exactly.
at all, and he just came to rough you up.
Police officer to come and arrest me. I resisted. Then they started pushing me here and there. People came around, they were watching. It was a humiliating scene. I don't know,
You were helpless.
I was hurt. I was hurt, seriously. Then it didn't work with the police officer, so he called for reinforcement. He called 2 military guys to come. They walk.
When you say it didn't work with the police officer, how do you mean?
Yeah, because I resisted the arrest. I didn't know what I had done, and he said he should arrest me. So I was asking the police officer, what are my charges? Tell me what I've done, and if I'm convinced, then I'll go with you. So that resulted in the pushing, and you know, all those things happened and people were watching us. So he called for reinforcement.
And where was this happening?
At Old Fadama, on the first bridge before you get to the second bridge. It was happening right there. And so he called these military guys who came around. He got there and then removed his handcuff. And was, you know how the military, they go about there. So I said, okay, I will not allow you to put this cuff. So let's go. Then they took me to the car. The police officer, the military, and one ADMO official, we sat in the car, and they took me straight to the Tesano police station. And this guy who says he's the PSO was telling me that I'm being disrespectful, I'm challenging his orders, and that he will show me he has powers. He works at the Flagstaff House, and he will show me he has powers.
PSO, I'm not sure what PSO is, but I'm assuming is the personal security.
Like personal security detail of the president.
And he feels that he has the power to do that, to cause your arrest in line of duty.
And lock me behind bars for weeks. That was exactly his words. When you go to the Tesano police station, exactly what he said. That's, you think you work with multimedia. I'm going to lock you up for weeks and see if multimedia will come and bail you out. You know.
I'll let you go on, but here's my thing. It's not the first time this is happening to a reporter, and talk less of a multimedia journalist who's gone out and in line of duty is being attacked this way. You were roughed up, you were thrown behind bars. Tell us what happened when you went there with the military officer, the NADMO officer, and the police officer when you went there.
In the car. Let me even go back. In the car, on our way to the Tesano police station, I tried explaining to the police officer because he raised an issue and I was trying to clarify why we were filming. Then the military man asked me to shut up. He threatened me in the car that I should shut up, otherwise...
When you were only responding to a question?
What the police officer had said. I was trying to explain. He asked me to shut up, otherwise he's going to do whatever to me in the car.
And that was intimidation?
He was intimidating me. So I kept quiet in the car till we got down. And then this same guy who said he's the PSO, when I was walking to the police officer there, he came, stood by me and walked with me and was telling me, he said, you are with multimedia. I'm going to show you I have powers and you'll be behind bars for weeks.
So how long did you stay at the, which counter back really?
Tesano police station, the police depot.
How long were you there?
For about 30 minutes I was there. And he asked my cameraman to go back to the office and leave me alone and he's going to lock me up.
So while there, did you have any interaction with the police? Did they tell you why they had to put you there at all?
You see, when we got to the police station, he asked this police officer, who he asked earlier to arrest me, to tell the one in charge at the Tesano police station what the charges are. And this guy wasn't able to make any reasonable case. So the police officer in charge at Tesano didn't understand why he should lock me up. So he asked me to sit at the counter. For about 20 minutes, this guy wasn't coming back. So he walked out to him and asked, why do you want me to lock this guy up? You've not given us any charges. You've not said anything. Why do you want us to lock him up? He asked him to go and then wait for him for a while. After 15 minutes, he didn't come. He went back again, got back to me and said I should just walk away, just like that. No charges.
And then this person who caused you arrest, you didn't see him again?
He was still standing at the police depot. He was still there.
Making sure that you are not let go.
Exactly.
And so when you were let go, I'm sure he wasn't happy.
He was watching me. I also watched him in the face and walked away. I didn't utter a word. I just walked.
We're not going to give details of this person on air. No, we won't give them a chance to be able to throw this person away before we can follow up with the case. But we will follow up with this case. And let me just say that we have pictures of this person. We won't give it up yet. This has to stop. Attacking journalists in the line, I don't even know what law is against filming a Metro Mass bus when you haven't told us not to. He was only doing his job and he was attacked like this. And I feel your pain. I've spoken with people, like I've not been through it before, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I don't know which of the words to use right now, but really, I think we'll stand behind you on this one like we have done in the past. We are not going to let this go. And that person better look out for us because we are coming for you. Thank you very much, Latif, for your time here. Nice meeting you.